A wonderful greetings to everyone who has joined in for today's masterclass. On behalf of Manage Engine family, I would like to extend our sincere thanks to all our customers, partners, and users who are currently evaluating our products. Thank you very much. In today's session, we are going to look at the integration between two big products of ours, ServiceDesk Plus and Desktop Central. Now, both are giants in its own way, an ITSM product, ServiceDesk Plus, and endpoint management product, Desktop Central. What happens when you integrate both, and how you can harness the potential between these two products? And that's going to be today's presentation. Let me introduce myself. My name is Santosh Narasimhamurthy, and I'm part of Manage Engine. I'm a technical evangelist for endpoint management and security line of products. I'm going to keep my agenda very simple today. Let me walk you through that. We are going to see why we need an integration between Desktop Central and Service Desk Plus, and what are the different features that you will get if you integrate Desktop Central and Service Desk Plus. And then we move on to how to integrate, right? While we know the features, how do I integrate these two products? We're going to see that live, how I can integrate both these products and start using it. And we are also going to see three different scenarios which will be useful for you. One is taking remote control of end user machines from the Service Desk Plus or from the incident ticket. So that's one of the key tasks for IT administrators. Whenever they receive an incident, they would always try to take remote of the user machine and try to troubleshoot those issues. So we're going to look at that and how you can deploy an application. That's number two in priority for any IT admin. Deploying an application to any users in my network whenever I receive a request to install an application. And then when it comes to mass installation, how do I go for approval based method? Whenever an user requests a software, I should validate or I should automatically send it to an approver. Post the approval, I have to get it installed automatically. How to automate this process? That's number three. And few other scenarios and solutions that we usually see as a questions from our customers. We are going to discuss on those lines as well. So that's going to be my agenda. Now, just to give you a brief introduction about what is Desktop Central. Now, Desktop Central is a product, unified endpoint management product that has all both client management features and modern management features in it. So if I have to tell you in a nutshell, I can show that on the screen. You can manage devices all in one roof. You can do vulnerability assessment and remediation. You could do web protection. You could do mobile device management, modern management of modern operating system, a 360-degree approach in application management, asset management, comprehensive remote control, and insightful analytics and reporting. Right? We offer in different formats. We do have it on-prem. We have cloud version of the Desktop Central. We do have MSP version, or we put it as RMM. Right now, we unified it with another product. We have RMM version of Desktop Central. And if you're an enterprise IT, you have a separate license just for your basic needs. So different flavors are available when it comes to Desktop Central product. So it's a unified endpoint management product which has both security and management in it. If you want to impose security on endpoints, you can do it, and also other IT management features. So that's Desktop Central. So when we are going to integrate with Desktop Central and Service Desk Plus, you get all these in one shot. Let me talk about a few of the awards that Desktop Central has won. Now, as you know, Manage Engine is recognized in top four places in 2021 in IDC MarketScape. Not only that, Desktop Central especially has been reviewed in Gartner Peer Insight Customer Choice, and it's been awarded for consecutive years. 2018, 2019, and 2020, there was a different category, and that's why it's not there. But again, we're back in 2021 as well. So we've been consistently having customer choice award for at the endpoint management line of products. So these are different awards that we won. You can log into the link that's shown on the bottom of the screen to read different reviews from different customers to see if those reviews will help you to find the right product. Getting inside Desktop Central, what are the things that you can manage? I can manage desktop, laptops, mobile phones, tablets, server operating systems, point of sale equipments, and browsers. These are the different endpoints that we consider, and all these can be managed from a single platform. You would wonder why we add browsers to this list. With increase in SaaS based applications, now we consider browsers to be more important, and that's why it's added to an endpoint list. And any device that can install the agent of Desktop Central, you should be able to manage those devices. That's the understanding. When it comes to support or operating system, we support Windows, Mac, and Linux operating systems as well. If you'd like to know more details about it, we pretty much support all Windows platforms, right from Windows 7 conditional support to Windows 10 and Windows 11 as well. So we do, Windows 11 that's coming up, Mac OS as well. To Big Sur, we do support all the Mac operating systems. If you'd like to know more details, just leave us a comment. I do have an expert panel who should be able to give you answers, or I can answer you post my session as well. While I say that, during the course of the session, if you have any queries, please feel free to post it on chat or post it on the question window. My team will be answering you, and more than that, I will also be able to answer those questions once the session is over. Getting into my agenda, the first one: why integrate Desktop Central and ServiceDesk Plus? Why should I integrate it for the first place? To understand this better, I want to take you to three different type of users that we have. When I say digital workspace, right now our digital workspace, or right now they call it as work from anywhere kind of an option. There are three different type of users that we identified from our customers, right? One is a regular user with a VPN connection, meaning what I say here is you have your application on the on-prem, or you have your applications in your data centers. You provide VPN to these users who are going to connect remotely and probably get connected to those applications and work from home or work from anywhere they want. That's the user number one. The other type of user is probably back to the office scenario, right? Post COVID situation, we will have partially people going to the office. So there will be some part of users who will be in the office connecting to these applications at the office. So these type of users exist as well. When I say users, the endpoints exist. The third type would be people who will be utilizing the cloud applications for their business needs. So all their applications, business applications, will be on cloud. They don't require any VPN. All they require is just an internet connectivity. They can easily connect from anywhere and get connected to those applications on cloud and use it for business needs. So the three different type of users will have different type of devices as well. We will have mobile phones, we'll have laptops, you might have desktops, some kiosks as well. But all these things, when I say endpoints, they fit into these three types of connections to those business applications, right? Three type of users that we usually see. So once we have this distributed or digital workspace, it's important that we enhance the end user experience. So what is the benefit? The first benefit is enhancing the end user experience when it comes to incident management. Imagine distributor across the world, when they raise a ticket, how do you enhance their user experience? It's not as same as you walk to a IT pit stop, or you walk to an IT station and give your laptop, get it fixed, and get back to your workspace. No more. It's not going to be that anymore. Rather, you raise a ticket for everything, and you need a better end user experience, pushing the downtime lower. And not only end user, when I talk about the IT administrator, think about from this side. They should also be able to perform daily IT tasks without any problem, reducing the downtimes. And keep in mind, most of the time when they raise a ticket, there could be non-technical first level IT help desk technicians who will be answering these calls or probably getting incidents. Now, how do these guys respond to those technical incidents that's happening? If you integrate Desktop Central, they will also be able to perform those technical jobs even at the IT help desk level. First level technicians could resolve it. This would reduce the load on the second level or the technicians that are behind them. Then the third benefit is reducing the downtime for basic requirements, things like installing an application, or things like running a script at the end user view, or restarting services. These are very, very basic things from a technician point of view. How about reducing this downtime instead of logging into remote control every time? Remote management, if I'm able to do that, then that's going to reduce my downtime. And finally, I have advanced remote control, right? Not only remote, as part of remote management, we also have advanced remote control for roaming users anywhere in the world. You could take a remote control of those machines, and you could perform IT operations from anywhere you want. You just have to have those agents installed, and these agents has to report to the central server, and you should be able to do all these activities from anywhere you want. Now, these are the benefits of integrating ServiceDesk Plus and Desktop Central in a distributed architecture. When it comes to technical details, what are the different features that we integrate? Asset data of all the machines, hardware, software, what's installed on those machines, everything will be, when you integrate, will be scanned by the agent and posted on the ticket, so that when you get a ticket, you will know which operating system it is, what hardware is it, what software is it. All those details will be available on the incident itself, and you can install and uninstall software right out of the incident itself. Let me probably give you a quick uh, view of what it looks like. So this is Service Desk Plus, as you guys are aware, and these are the different requests that comes in. So I'm just comparing with Desktop Central. This is the Desktop Central product of ours that integrates with your Service Desk Plus. So when I go to inventory, so I have to log in. Never save your passwords. So I go to inventory and computers, and if I open up a specific machine, this is ideally mine. It shows different hardware, softwares, in fact, modern management details as well, geo tracking and fencing, things like that. So these hardware and software details will be posted to Service Desk Plus. So if I go, say for example, these are the different requests that comes in, and let's say I open up a specific request that came in from that asset, I can see the asset has been tagged with this. So with these details, if I click on the asset details, it's going to tell me about the hardware details, software details, what are the relationships. This is a CMDB. I'll come for this later on. So you can have a beautiful relationship diagram for every asset. What are the different users that are connected, and what's the operating system and things like that. So we'll talk about that later on. So what are the different hardware, softwares, and asset details, all those things. In fact, we'll capture warranty informations as well. Things like that will be automatically updated over here. From Desktop Central, it will automatically post in to Service Desk Plus. So that's one of the easiest way to identify what kind of hardware or software that user is using, and those details are there. Going back to my presentation, you can run scripts and configuration templates right out of your incidents. I'm going to talk about those things as well. So on the Service Desk Plus, when you receive a ticket like this, I'm unable to receive and send an email, you have custom actions that you could do, right? Running a script right from the ticket. You click on run script, you can choose which script you want to run, and which workstation it's going to be, and whether you want to close the ticket after resolving the issue or not. All those things from a click of a button. So running scripts and configuration templates right out of so the incident ticket. Advanced remote control is also available. So when you have a ticket like this, and say for example you would like to initiate a remote control, all I have to do is just click on that, and I can initiate remote control right out of this. We'll talk about this in a while. And also logging help desk requests. Whenever they want to raise a request and alerts, they can easily do it if they have Desktop Central agent. The edge here is that if they want to raise a ticket, imagine for example they have a specific issue that they are not able to explain to the IT technician, something like system slowness at some time at some part of the application. Whenever they use a specific module of an application, your system is very slow, or probably some activity that's going on that they are not able to explain. Probably a screen recording should be a great option. So those things, logging tickets from Desktop Central would be helping you. So I'm just showing you a little example of how it's going to be. From the agent, I can send a request like this, and I can say attach a screenshot or probably a small recording. We'll talk about those things as well. So that will create a request on the Service Desk Plus that you could utilize. So these are the different features that you will get if you integrate with Desktop Central and Service Desk Plus. So I'm just trying to put a different chart because both these products have cloud versions and on-prem versions. So I've just put a comparison between Desktop Central on-prem and versus Service Desk Plus on-prem. On the right hand side, you have Service Desk Plus on demand. What are the different features that you get if you integrate both these products from an on-prem point of view? If you want to know more about cloud or on demand, we have a session tomorrow that's going to talk about more on cloud. But today, we are going to talk about from an on-prem perspective, what are the different features that you will get. But this is just a comparison for you to understand. Now, before I go into each feature and tell you how it exactly looks like or what it does, there are some key features, the enhancement that's available with Service Desk Plus product recently. So the version 11,300, from there on, it's going to be a unified agent. So what we are trying to achieve is to unify the agents for different products. As the first step, Desktop Central and Service Desk Plus agent is right now unified. Doesn't mean that you have to purchase Desktop Central when you purchase the Service Desk Plus. That's not the intention. But the agent will be one agent, even if you use just the Service Desk Plus, or if you're going to use Desktop Central and Service Desk Plus together. So one agent for both these products, unified agent for asset discovery on both these products. And you will have a remote control all the time. Previously, Service Desk Plus, if you want remote control, then you will probably have to integrate with Desktop Central, or you must have another remote control tool in order to for you to work from the incident. But going henceforth, your agent or the Service Desk Plus agent, which is aka Desktop Central agent, is going to perform all these activities for you. So from the next time you upgrade on, it's going to be one agent. It's no more going to be a Service Desk Plus agent. It's going to be Desktop Central agent that's going to be installed on all your endpoints, which would do both asset and other activities as well. Now, I want to tell you something. If you're going to use the asset feature that's already there in Service Desk Plus, you don't have to buy any licenses. That's the same as what you have purchased already. There is no difference there. If you're going to use other functionalities, things like patching process or deploying an application, which is a sole property of Desktop Central, then you might need extra licenses. But other than that, if you are going to upgrade to the latest version, you don't have to buy Desktop Central licenses for asset discovery. Now, if you want more information, you can log into the link that's shown on the bottom of the screen. That's going to give you ample information. If you're still not convinced, you can always log a ticket with us. We have happy technicians who will be able to answer your queries. First things first, for these things to work, you need to set integrations up between Service Desk Plus and Desktop Central. So let me take you directly to the product and show you how simple it is to integrate both these products. Let me take you to the product. So first things first I have to generate API. When it comes to API, it's all about the key that you generate. So where do I do that? I go here and I have an option that's called API generation, admin API key generation. So I just have one user who's an administrator. So I have generated a key from here. So I can even click on regenerate to regenerate the code. So once you generate it, copy the code, go back to Service Desk Plus. And in Service Desk Plus, on the far right, you have admin. And if you scroll down, you will see the options called integration. In integrations, you can click on Desktop Central Server integrations. Now, Service Desk Plus pretty much have a lot of integrations with all our ME products. I could say most of our products integrates with Service Desk Plus. So it's like one-shop solution for all your IT needs. So in that, you have Desktop Central as well. You can go in and put your API key here, and then you test the connection. Test the connection and say it's going to go through a process. It's going to test whether the connectivity is there and if it's able to reach out and a compatible version is there or not. Now, the point to be noted is both these products should be upgraded if you want to do the integration part right now. So make sure you upgrade both these, or otherwise on those green check marks, you will have issues and it will say the product is not compatible. And if you scroll down, there are a few other things on integrations here that you will need to know is you should configure what are the different templates that you want to manage, right? So it's basically, say, for example, if you want everybody to install and uninstall software, you're not going to do that, right? Not all roles, only a specific roles, probably an administrator or a technician. You will have different roles in the help desk. You don't want everybody to install applications as and when they need. No, you can select which roles can install or uninstall applications. Role based administration is possible. That what it is shown here. And whether you want to associate all the templates or specific templates from Desktop Central, you could do those things as well. So you can go ahead and select the templates that you want, whichever that you have configured, and so that only those templates will be you will be able to perform Desktop Central operations from your incident. So two things that you do: get your API pasted here from Desktop Central, choose which are the things for which role you have to define it here, and then save it. This is number one. Number two, you'll have to generate an API from ServiceDesk Plus and post it on Desktop Central as well. So I can do that right from Desktop Central itself. So I go to Admin, ServiceDesk Plus, and here I have already integrated ServiceDesk Plus. That's why you see all these are here. What if I want to modify? I modify it here. So I give the details of the server, where the server is, what type of connectivity it is. And again, if I click on generate, it's going to open up the ServiceDesk Plus page. Because I have logged on the same tab, it's not asking me to log in. But if you are not on the same tab or on the same browser, you might have to log in and then click on generate, and it will generate a key API key that you can place it and click on next. It would get saved. So two things: you create an API key on Desktop Central, post it on ServiceDesk Plus, and you generate an API key on ServiceDesk Plus and post it on Desktop Central. When you're done, the integration is pretty much finished. So how does this basically works when it comes to integration, right? Putting the API keys and all that is okay, but how does the integration actually works? So just to give you a brief idea, you have Desktop Central server, which is on-prem here, and ServiceDesk Plus, which is again an on-prem. Now the agents which Desktop Central has is installed on all the machines that you're going to manage. All your asset information will be posted to Desktop Central. Your Desktop Central server will then take those asset details and post it to ServiceDesk Plus server. There will be a question: how often? Now, every 90 minutes, our agent talks to the server and then posts the details. Now, every day once, or monthly or weekly, based on however you are scheduling the scan, it's going to run a scan on the asset details, and it's going to update the central server, and the Desktop Central server will then post those details on ServiceDesk Plus server as well. Now, there will be another question: how about real time? What happens if there is a change in application? What happens if I upgrade? Real time changes will be captured by the agent, and it will be updated to Desktop Central server, and the central server will put it to ServiceDesk server as well. So this is the basic architecture behind how these two product works when it comes to integration part. Just to sum it up, you create API keys in Desktop Central and ServiceDesk Plus, and you choose which features you want, and you then get those integrations set up already. So you have different features that you can feel free to select. It could be asset data or only the remote control. Based on how you want, you can go ahead and select it. Let me take you to the first option. So in order to understand these features better, I have just designed a couple of scenarios. First thing is, let's say you have a user who is going to raise a request saying he has audio issues, and you have to fix these audio issues either by remote management or probably take remote control of that user machine and then get this fixed. That's your idea. So how are you going to achieve this as a help desk technician, right? Let's go ahead and see how to do that. Now, this is my ServiceDesk Plus, and this is my homepage, and I have a lot of requests that comes into my bin. So one of them that talks about audio issues or probably network issues. What are requests that comes in, right? So let's say I'm going to pick up a request, right? So once the request is here, I have to make sure that I run a specific script in order to clear the audio issue, or probably run go into a command prompt, or probably check what are the different processes that are running on those machines without disturbing the user. How do I go about doing it? So I see the asset information is here. If the machine is live, it will show you these details are taking remote control, and you will also have other information about system manager functions, chatting with the end user. So I can even chat with the end user saying, hey, you raised the request with me for an audio issue. Is it a good time to take remote control? And based on that, you could do that as well. Or something like this, the system manager functions that I was talking about. So without disturbing the end user, I'm looking at the different processes they have. Probably when it comes to audio issue, it's just a matter of killing a service or killing an exe and restarting a service, something like that. So I should be able to look at the task manager or different services that are running, and I should be able to take a decision whether to restart a service or not. Right out of here, I should be able to do that right from the services. And not only that, if I would like to do something like a command prompt, right, remote command prompt, I want to run a command line, I can do that as an administrator remotely right from my ticket. Now, I don't even have to ask the end user. It's not going to disturb them at any point at all. So if you're a king with PowerShell script, then you can pretty much resolve all your issues. I mean, with the command lines or through scripts, you can deploy it right from through Desktop Central. File Manager, if you would like to browse through the system and see what are the different files they have. Sometimes space could be an issue. How do I identify it? I can just simply log into the machine and see how much space they have. The temp file, you don't have to, tell the user. You could delete the temp files yourself. Those kind of activities you should be able to do right out of here, right? That's number one. Second way of resolving it is you tried every step. You want to take remote control. That's no other option. Then you go ahead and chat with the user and say, hey, buddy, I would definitely like to take a remote control. Please give me a specific time. And then at that specific time, you can go ahead and take Desktop Central remote connections as well. It is interesting that you have another option also that says RDB, and if you have integrated any other remote softwares, you will have those facilities as well. Right now we are going through Desktop Central, so I initiate a remote control right from here. So it automatically picked what computer name it is, so I can say it's an audio issue, right? And then I initiate a session. So it's going to take remote control of my end user machine. So that's essentially my machine. I have two monitors, one that you're viewing, the other one that I have. So I can select the monitor that I want and then go into troubleshooting mode. What are the different things that you would probably have to understand is you will be able to view what the end user is viewing at the moment. If you don't want to do that, we also have options for that as well, where we can blacken the monitor for the end user and you can perform your operations. Sometimes it's actually irritating when you have end user telling you what to do. As an IT technician, I have been IT admin myself, so I understand that. So you can blacken the monitor and you perform your operations and then give it back to them, or you can even disable their inputs as well. So you could do all those using the remote control options right out of this ticket. By this way, you should be able to resolve the end user ticket. Now, while I talk about the remote connectivity, there are a few other options that I would also like to highlight. Going back to Desktop Central, these settings, you can do that in Desktop Central so that it will be reflecting there on ServiceDesk Plus. So I go to Tools. That's where remote control is there in Desktop Central if you're new to Desktop Central. So I go to Remote Control and you have different options. One of the top things is you have the screen recording option. So you can enable screen recording so that now whenever you take remote control and do something on the end user, that's a compliance, right? So you can comply saying every session that you create will be recorded and you can use it for audit purpose. You can enable screen recording all the time. And also user confirmation. When I took the remote control, you saw that it did not ask anything to the user. It just went ahead and took the remote screen of the end user. Now that could be a problem in some institutions, but if you'd like to make that say you need to get user confirmation before getting into those user machines, I can do that. How about servers? That's the next question. As an IT administrator, probably for the end users, I might have to ask their permissions. But when it comes to server machines or important application servers, I don't want to ask permission because there will be nobody apparently in those machines. So I can even add exclusion list here, right? There is a exclude computers option here that will give you option to, which are the machines that should be excluded. Those machines will be exempted out of user confirmations, right? You could do it, add specific machines alone to exclude from the user confirmation. And also you can get the history audit, who took how much time remote control. And not only on the remote control side, if you go to the small quick launch button on the right, and you'll have something called action log viewer on the right hand side bottom on the audit. So this records every single actions that you do using Desktop Central. Something like, remember, I tried to view the file manager. right? I try to open the command prompt, right? It's going to record every single action. So I have run something on the command prompt on that end user machines. So if a help desk technician messes up, you know what's happening. It will record every single action and audit, and this cannot be deleted from the UI or from the server. So these kind of options are available when it comes to remote control. If you think it's of too much power for a help desk technician, you can control it. You can role-based administration, and you could be specific to missions, and all those options are available, right? That's the first option or first feature that I want to talk about. Troubleshooting an issue, remote management, either through remote control or through other remote management features. The second one would be, this is just a screenshot of the remote controls that we took. Going to the second one, installing a software. Software from the incident whenever it's raised in the ticket, right? Imagine somebody would be, they would like to get Office 365. Probably that's a commercial application. Think about Chrome, right? Everybody wants Chrome or other browsers in there, apart from the ones that's installed in operating system. So whenever they raise a request, right, how do I go ahead and approach it? So I go to my ServiceDesk Plus again instance. I go to request. I just created sample request that came in. Let's say please install a requested software in my machine. I go in there, and probably they're asking for Office 365 as an example. And this user requires Office 365. Then you can go ahead and say custom actions, install and uninstall software. You click on that. It's going to open up a page. You can select the applications that you want. Because an asset is already tagged with this incident, it has chosen the workstation already, right? If you have multiple assets that's been associated with the ticket, then it will allow you to choose which workstation you want to install this specific product. You can select it. You can choose to install or uninstall based on the packages that are created in Desktop Central. If you have a specific username that you have to install on as an administrator, you can give your product passwords here as well. And once the installation is complete, you can mark this ticket as closed. So it's just one click of a button. If you have created the package already on Desktop Central, if somebody asks for a software, you come in there, choose the software, save it, and that's it. You can forget the ticket. It's going to be closed after installation. So that's very, very convenient for any help desk technicians. And on the background, what do I need to do? Will this be automatically be available? So from the technician side, they can create packages in software deployment in Desktop Central. In software deployment, we have options called packages. Whatever packages that a technician has created here, those packages will be listed for the help desk technicians as well. In order to help the IT technicians to create packages, we have templates. Say, for example, I need Chrome. All I have to do is go here, search for Chrome, and there will be pretty much a lot of templates that's available for Chrome for different operating systems. Choose the one that you want and click on Create Package. It's going to download the application from the vendor website, apply the appropriate switches that are required, and your packages will be created as well. Now, we also have an option where you can auto update this template as well. What if a new version of Chrome comes up? Would you like to create a package automatically, right? So those options are also there. So I have pretty much created for Chrome. Let's create this package. When I click on create package, so I have pretty much have added it to the automatic update templates on the left hand side. So I already told them if it's a Chrome, go ahead and automatically upgrade these Chrome packages. So far it has 4 different packages for Chrome itself. See the release dates from the August till July. It's going to upgrade those packages, right? So that's how you get these applications installed to these end users. Now, what about commercial applications that are not available on these templates? You could create a package of your own and apply your own silent switches. We have manual package creations as well. You could write switches, pre-deployment, post-deployment activities, and create those packages, and you can install it right from the help desk incident ticket. So this is helpful if it's like one user requesting, or probably multi-user or 5 or 6 users that are requesting. But when it comes to a majority of users, Chrome is actually a best example, or probably Office 365 is a best example. When there are multiple people who are going to request, now I need an approval method where I can install these applications automatically. So what we have did is, in Desktop Central we have an option called Self-Service Portal. So a user can launch this self-service portal right from a desktop or probably from a tray icon, and he will have the list of softwares that are defined for them. Say, for example, finance team may have a specific list of applications, IT team might have a specific list of applications. I can list it down and make them appear for that group of people alone. So for me, only 2 applications are visible, even though I have 10 or 15 packages created. I can make this available. Now I can raise a request. I can click here. I'm going to cancel this request. I'm going to do it one more time just for the audience purpose. So I click on the request and I say I need this application, resend this request. So it's going to raise a ticket on the ServiceDesk Plus side, right? I can go ahead and once this ticket comes through, right? Let me take you to the ServiceDesk Plus. So I go to requests, and so I can see I've already raised this request a couple of times. So it's going to come in over here. And once the application is requested out of here, there are 2 ways of getting this installed. One is manual method. When I say manual method, you are going to submit it for approval, right? So you can say he has raised in a request. I can submit this for approval, or I can do one other way. I can, I can go ahead and do it in automatic ways. How do I do it? I go ahead and create a service catalog. Click on settings. There is something called service catalog. In service catalog, if you scroll down, you see the option called software. You click on the software, you create a new request or a catalog. Let's edit it. I've created it already. So what happens is this: you create a flow. What application it has to be, who has to approve it, and what should be the template, and what's the workflow, who all can approve, who's the technician who could approve it. All those workflow, once you create it, what happens is when he raises a request, it's not going to come in and stay there as an incident. Rather, you can see that, right? The one that I raised right now on 28th July, it has come in here. It also will be available here as an approval on my approvals. I can click on my approvals. If you have designed a workflow automatically, it will automatically go to the correct approver. So in my case, I have added myself as approver, so that when he raised the ticket, it automatically came in here. If I click on approve, it's going to install the application automatically. If I reject, the request will be rejected. So when people request application, you can split these and create different service catalog templates, and you can have approver approve these requests. So what you have to do is, like I said, you have to create a service catalog here. And when you create a service catalog for request for software installation, you have to take the name, whatever name that you have created the catalog, and you have to paste it on Desktop Central software deployment, self-service portal settings. You go ahead and paste the catalog detail name here, so it will follow this specific service catalog whenever the request for software is raised. So by this way, you can minimize. So all they have to do is just create a request from here. You can approve it right from the incident, whether you want it or not. It will also be recorded as a specific ticket as well. So it will also be recorded as a ticket, and you can choose to approve it and disapprove those requests as well. So if you look at the flow, you can create packages, you can create different departments in Desktop Central. Like I said, you can create groups for specific group for finance, specific group for IT, and map those packages to those departments and associate the softwares to those departments. And then you can have the user to raise a request on the self-service portal. This is how the flow works. Installation request comes to Desktop Central server, and then it's placed on the ServiceDesk Plus. Once it's approved, it comes back to the Desktop Central server. Then Desktop Central server initiates a command to get this application installed, right? That's the second use. So installing applications, remote management of your end users. And finally, there could be configuration templates and few other options that's part of Desktop Central that you can utilize. So not only asset details, remote management and software details. But for example, let's say network issues, I want to do some custom troubleshooting. Say for example, I want to run a script. I showed you on the initial presentation when I was there in the initial stages. I was showing you can run a script. You can select a script, choose the scripts that's available on Desktop Central. Where are these scripts? If I go to Desktop Central on configuration, if you go to the bottom that says script repository, you can add your scripts from here, or you can use the templates that we have given for different operations. You can go ahead and select those scripts and add it to the repository. Those scripts will be available here whenever you select script file, and you can deploy it to the end user machine. Not only those scripts, but also not only scripts, but also you could do like templates, right? You can create predefined templates on Desktop Central. What do I mean by templates, right? Let's go ahead and see that. So on Desktop Central, I can create different templates, user defined templates. I go here. So configurations. Let's say I want to install multiple applications, right? So I select the different packages, add more packages, right? And I can save this as a template, right? So whenever, for example, when will this be useful? Whenever there is a new machine that is being, or a new user that joins your organization, HR might request the IT team to give away a laptop with all the application installed. So you will have an application template for each group of users. It could for IT, for finance, and for marketing. You'll have different people, different set of applications. You can package all these and create a template and save them as templates. So once you do those predefined templates, all you have to do is just say publish this to ServiceDesk Plus. I'm going to initiate both. Publish this to ServiceDesk Plus. So what happens is these templates will be available on the incidents, right? So I'm just trying to refresh it so for it to come up. Go to network issues. I mean, just a request for giving you an example. Custom resolve using templates. And in that, you will have on the drop down. It's going to take some time for it to come up. So you can select the templates right out of here. And then you can have the ticket resolve. List of applications. You can select each template and get it installed. Not only applications for that matter, I can do anything I want on these configurations, like folder backup or a drive mapping, printer mapping, or blocking USBs, local user management, patching process even, right? If you want to group different patches together and have as a template, get it applied. All these operations, you could create it as a template and store it, and you could do that right out of the tickets, right? And even more, I would probably like to show one more thing. Not only that, if you want to go to the Desktop Central screen and complete those operations, I can do that as well. We have iframe integrations that we give. So I click on Desktop Central here. If I go to dashboard, it's going to open Desktop Central inside your ServiceDesk Plus, right? And if I want to do operations like software deployment for specific packages, creating packages, all those, I don't even have to go to Desktop Central. I can do it right inside my ServiceDesk Plus. So I can shift between requests and the Desktop Central screen right from wherever you are. So the system tools, anywhere you want, you can go navigate into Desktop Central right from the ServiceDesk Plus. You don't have to open it separately. So this is the integrations that you get. Just to sum it up, you have asset details that you can integrate, right? And you can have all the softwares, hardware details. Softwares and hardware details in the assets. And not only that, you could view beautiful CMDB relationship diagrams as well. Say for example, I have a user on CMDB and I want to know what are the different endpoints he has, different where does he belong to. All those relationships you can maintain it. Whenever I can see there are 4 requests from this application from this machine specifically. You can see which technicians are doing it. CMDB functionality will also be better for you, right? All the asset details will be copied here, and then you can decide the relationships and you can beautifully view them as well. So asset details and remote management, software installation, and resolving issues through templates will be the best things that you could do from ServiceDesk Plus if you integrate Desktop Central. With that, I'm going to look in probably a couple of scenarios and solutions, and then I would take up questions. Some frequently asked scenarios, right? So notifying, how do I notify fire drill, things like that? Can I initiate announcement from a ticket, right? You could do that as well. The announcement will be something like this from Desktop Central point. It will open up a box and tell you the exact message what you have prepared. How do I create it? Let me take you to the product. In here, even on the home, I have option to add an announcement. So I click on add announcement. I can fill in what details I want. So I can go ahead and select the date and time it has to, and you can say display this announcement using Desktop Central. So you can send it as an email, which is normal with ServiceDesk Plus, or if you have integrated, then you can display this as an pop-up on the end user screen. So I can create an announcement that would create a pop-up on the end user screen. Screenshot or a video of the problem. How do I achieve it? So I was discussing this in the initial part of my presentation. So whenever a user wants to record a problem and send it over to you, can I do it? Yes, that's possible. So on the Desktop Central agent, I can send a help desk request. So from the agent, I can launch a portal like this, right? Send a help desk. So let's say I have something like I have a problem with my print, and I don't know how to explain you that. So I say attachment and I do screen recording. So I click on start. So it's going to say 3, 2, 1. It's on my other screen, but it's going to record. So something like this would come in, and it's recording my screen at the moment as we speak. So once you click on stop, this is going to pop up again. So there is a small video file, and if you click on send request, it's going to attach this video along with the ticket, and it will be seen on the ServiceDesk Plus. So this way, the user could explain you better with the screen recording or even with the screenshot. He will be able to explain you what's going on in the system, and you could directly see. All these are basically to reduce the downtime, right? There are downtime for the help desk technicians. So I go in here, as you can see, one more request, unable to print, and it will have a video attachment to that. There you go. That's the attachment, video attachment from my system that I have raised. So I want a script. Again, this comes back to the same things that we have already discussed. Running a script in order to achieve repairing the AV applications or to remove applications. Yes, that is pretty much possible from Desktop Central point. How long does it take to the data to be posted? I've explained this before. Again, this is one of the frequently asked questions. So every 90 minutes, our agent talks to Desktop Central server, and every probably one day once or weekly or monthly, you can schedule the scan. Let me take you to the product to show that. I can go to the asset management or inventory portion of ours, and I can say scan systems, and I can edit it. It could be weekly, monthly, right? I have already set a schedule for every day, but you can set a schedule however you want to. Once you set this up on the same timing, it will run a scan. But if there are any immediate changes like hardware changes or software changes, we would log it as a ticket as well. That's also available. So you have configure alerts. So any changes, any installation or any hardware changes, software changes, license management, if it's reaching beyond 75%, if you like to get an alert or incident created, I can do that. If the individual partition is less than a specific disk space, all these you can create alerts, and these alerts can be logged in as tickets as well. When a computer is added or removed from a domain, do I have to change manually? No. Desktop Central agent will automatically update those changes. For Desktop Central, it doesn't matter if you belongs to a domain or a work group. All it matters is if your agent is there on the machine, we would get those information for you. In case, even in future, if you have questions, please feel free to contact us. We would definitely love to answer your questions and help you out. Thank you very much for attending session. You guys all have a wonderful day. Thank you very much.